up a picture, the pattern on this. There's another one with a crew neck. Versions I really want Gynt. Hi everyone, I'm Camilla. Welcome back to my channel. If you've been before or if you're new, welcome. I'm really happy to have you here. This is my channel where I upload tutorials to my patterns. I'm a crochet designer and I also upload some updates about what I'm doing lately, just to keep in touch with all of you, because I'm not always very good at updating on Instagram. I did upload an episode in September, so now I'm sort of last minute recording for October. I would like to try to make this like a more regular thing than what I've been doing the past years. For now it's like a monthly thing, but we'll see if I can manage to keep it up. So last time I recorded, it was sort of almost summer. Not completely, but we also went to visit family in Greece, and there was definitely more like summer. And I was speaking about the test I'm doing right now. I can put up a picture somewhere of the Athena top in DK weight, and that's ongoing. And it might be out in November or maybe after Christmas, because it's more like a spring-summer pattern. We'll see when I release it. But the test is ongoing. It's going well, and I've received a couple of finished tops already, and I'm excited to share more soon. Well, as always, I will try to remember what I've been doing lately. I always go back a bit to my Instagram to see what I posted and so on. But I can start with what I'm wearing, and that's my newest design that I'm working on right now. And I've finally decided to call it the Selma pullover, after Nobel Prize laureate Selma Lagerlöf, a Swedish author, who writes very... I'm really bad at describing this in English, but it's like connects to old beliefs and like not superstitions, but sort of about creatures that existed, and has a sort of magic to it. And she writes a lot about the countryside and the people in the countryside. And yeah, it's some of the best reading experiences I've had. Now it was a while since I read, but with this sweater or pullover, I'm associating a lot to the forest, to nature, and also to fantasy and imagination, and that's why I decided to call it the Selma pullover. So I can stand up a little bit to show the pattern on this turtleneck pullover. I made it a sort of repeating pattern of two-colored pattern with 5-2-5, and here it's like 5-2-5, but with some variation. So I'm happy with the pattern. It's also going to be available as a crew neck. So if you don't like turtlenecks, it's not my absolute favorite to have turtlenecks either, but I also I'm drawn to the coziness of it, even though sometimes it's a bit too much for me. And this one, actually, I made it like too long, so now I'm folding it double. And actually, like this, I really like it. I'm not sure whether in the pattern to make it like folded 2 or like, 3 layers, but it also consumes quite a lot of yarn, so I'm not sure. But the sweater is not so super heavy, a little bit obviously, but not that it bothers me. And I have made it in a yarn called Socki Linen from Adlibris. They opened a new shop where I live, It's like an online book, really successful online bookshop in Sweden, but it has expanded to other things like toys and also yarn. So I haven't bought so many of their own yarns before. But around my birthday I was in their shop in the main square in Uppsala where I live, and I saw this yarn and I felt that I really wanted to try it because it has one of my favorite combinations, which is wool and linen. And it's like named as a sock yarn. It's called Socki linen. Now I didn't bring any balls of yarn. I used most of what I bought, and I had to also buy another of this this beige one. But yeah, it's called Socki, which I think means that it was meant for socks. It's a DK weight, so like a DK weight sock yarn, but obviously I really love it actually. To the feeling of wearing it has become one of my favorite yarns, and what remains to see is how well it holds up when I wash it, because it is a super wash, the wool. And I have bad experiences with superwash wool yarns in the being washed and stretching out enormously. So I hope that won't happen. I have been really scared to block it and wash it. I was planning just to steam it, but at the same time I have to wash it and see how it holds up in order to recommend the yarn for the pattern. I'm also working up a couple of other versions. Here I started like another one with a crew neck to test how that works, and yeah, this seems also promising. Also in DK weight wool yarn. And I am also working up another turtleneck here in this very, very light blue. So I've come a little bit further here, as you see. What I can say about this pattern, it's also like a compound raglan. And I think no matter how long you work with the raglans, there's always something to improve, something to adapt. So I think I've come pretty far with this raglan. I want it to be pretty far out to like open up the chest a little bit, and also to be a kind of, what should you call it, S shape, or yeah. So I'm doing that with the help of increases on the body and sleeves in at different rates. So this has taken quite a lot of work, and I'm almost finished now to put out a tester call. So it's not fast, and that can be really frustrating, but it feels good that I'm almost getting there now. And all these versions, I really like them. As a tangent, or how you say, like as a not so related, but for a long while I was like skeptical of this like color theory. It sounded a bit unserious to me. I don't know why, but now I've fallen down that rabbit hole myself. So I actually asked like a ChatGPT. My husband was encouraging me to use ChatGPT, and I asked what type am I, and yeah, anyway, I've realized that I'm probably using all the wrong colors for my clothes and for my designs. I'm supposed to have more warm colors, which maybe I should have understood, but yeah, I didn't. So I have a lot of colors that are not supposed to suit me. I have to now remake my whole knitted and bought wardrobe, which I cannot, of course, but it was interesting to just think about which colors do suit me. So I'm hoping to make better color choices from now on. Supposedly I'm like a warm autumn, so we'll see if I will discover that if it's gonna look much better with these colors, or if it's like, you know, a little bit exaggerated. We'll see. For example, this one, I'm not sure if it's supposed to fit me, but I don't know, I cannot really tell. I think green is supposed to be good on me, and orange, which is why actually I have been considering this yarn a little bit too extreme to wear, but then when I realized I was like a warm autumn, I thought, okay, let's try it. And so far I do like it. We'll see if I'm gonna be bold enough to wear it. I guess so. If it turns out well, I will be. But orange hasn't been something that I have been wearing a lot. It actually started. Now my lack of structure will obviously come out. I'm jumping back and forth, but this orange version started with me making one of the patterns that I released since last time, or the only pattern I released since last time, I think, which is Penny the Pumpkin. They really are cute, these little pumpkins, and I don't know how it started. I think it's like because my son is now in the age where, you know, he's really enjoying Halloween, and he and his friends are gonna have a Halloween party. We bought him a costume, and you know, I celebrated Halloween a little bit when I was a kid, but it wasn't that big. But now I became inspired to make something Halloween related. So I started with this little tiny pumpkin. It turned out well, so I decided to make a pattern and make 3. So this is now available on Ravelry and Etsy. So if you want to make like a very, very last minute Halloween decoration, this is really fast, and I really enjoyed working these up. It's made in a DK weight wool. This is the same one I'm using for the pullover, so it's a Finnish yarn, and I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Vuonue, maybe? Pentti. The name of the yarn is Pentti, and it is also like a sock yarn, DK sock yarn, as I understand it, with wool and I think polyamide. Yeah, I think so, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, these are really fun, and my son really likes them also. He was playing like the pumpkin family with these. I have a 4th small one also. So that was a fun new thing for me to make. Like, do you call these amigurumi, or I'm not sure, like decorations? I haven't really been into doing stuffed animals, amigurumi, figures, decorations, but I did enjoy it, and I'm starting to get the Halloween, the feeling for Halloween more than I used to. And you know, here in Sweden, it's not something we have traditionally celebrated so much, but among kids it's become bigger and bigger with every year. So there's definitely a lot of Halloween celebrations if you have kids now here too. So, but we definitely don't have a lot of decorations in the home as we have for Christmas. You know, we have a box for Christmas, but for Halloween we haven't really. We have couple of things, but not so many. So that's. But I guess we're gonna have more soon. Yeah, that's the Selma pullover. So if you're interested in testing, I'm gonna put out a tester call very soon, and I do recommend it. It's such a cozy cozy pullover. It's gonna be great around Christmas also, and the holiday season. And I am planning like a whole series of, you know, hat, beanie, mittens, tote bag, maybe Christmas baubles. It will probably take me a while, but I do have plans. I really like this pattern and the feeling it gives, especially in this season. You can see here the raglan, it's like increasing rapidly here and then goes down here. So it's worked top down also without any seaming, which is something I try to do in my patterns. It's worked with a pretty big hook, like 6 millimeters or so for DK weight. So it is definitely drapey, which I also really want for my patterns. I don't like wearing stiff fabrics in general, with some exceptions maybe, but yeah, I'm happy with this, and I'm looking forward to seeing who joins my tester team. And obviously it's going to take quite a few weeks to test this, but I guess in the spring, early spring, hopefully it will be released. Yeah, that's that. Let's see what I have been doing more. Yeah, I did bring, well, small thing I made was this hat for my son. It's a very simple, pretty simple hat. It's made in one, how do you say, piece, and just slip stitched together and pulled together here with using different stitches. And I thought it was a simple hat, but I think I've never received so many compliments, or my son has never received so many compliments as for this hat. So maybe I'll make it a tutorial if you want like a very, very easy pattern. It has a nice fit because it's like a bit tighter down here, a little bit more drapey here, and then you just, you know, it's very simple, just crochet in a rectangle basically. So it's really fast to make. You can make many. This is for the soon 1-year-old. I have used 2 strands of fingering weight yarn here, and it's really soft because it's like 1 strand of baby alpaca silk that I had from a long time ago, and another sock yarn. It might be sisu or some other fable or one of those common sock yarns. And you do get a seam here, and maybe I didn't struggle to make it the absolutely most tidy, but I don't think it really matters that much. It's not very visible, and in the end it's like a functional hat that at least we need many of. So I think it's good enough, but I would probably make it a free pattern. I just have to figure out the sizing, make a tutorial for it. But let me know if it's something that you would like to make for someone small around you, if you like it, or if I should make a pattern for it or not, because I do also have other ideas that I should focus on. But let me know if it sounds interesting. Also let me know if you like the pumpkins. Penny the pumpkin. Do you think they should have some more details? My son wanted them to have, the, how do you say, the grin, or like the teeth and the eyes, but I haven't gotten around to making it, and I sort of don't want to destroy them. But yeah, let me know what you think. What else? I don't have that many updates because this, obviously the 3 different versions of this has taken a lot of time. I can say that I made an update to the silhouette sweater, which is a pattern I released quite recently. So it's a mock neck, but I realized I wanted to try to sew down the neckline and see how it would work as a crew neck. So I did that, and I was so happy with how it turned out, and it was so easy. You know, when you start the silhouette sweater, you make a foundation single crochet, which makes it really stretchy. So it was very easy to just sew down the edge without any modifications. So I did that, and I've been wearing this a lot. It's like my standard cozy sweater when I feel cold, and lately I've been feeling cold a lot. Yeah, I feel too cozy to take this off and take this on, but I can, if I remember, I can post some picture here. You can check my Instagram to see how it looks. So I've added just a note in the pattern now that you can sew down the edge. I haven't like given very detailed instructions, but it's very simple, you know. You just with sort of back stitch, I just sew down the edge, and especially if you have something like this, a silk mohair, it's very invisible. I sewed it down on the inside, so very easy. And yeah, if you don't like fabrics going up on the neck, it's a good option for you. And this is also a DK weight, or you can make it as I've done here in 2 strands, 1 strand of silk mohair and 1 strand of a fingering weight. I've used Tin per Gynt from Sandnes Garn here, and here I've used like a lilac purple wool strand, and the silk mohair is like color pearl, or yeah, how do you call it? Patty, maybe? I don't remember what the specific one was called. But yeah, I'm really happy recently because I'm really using my sweaters, and I have been feeling cold this year, and like I really want to wrap up in warm layers, and I feel that I have enough me-made sweaters to do so, and that are wearable. So I'm really happy about that. It's like the first time that I feel that I'm just wearing what I made on repeat, sort of without much effort. I don't need to think like, oh, I should try to wear something that I made. I simply just wear them on a daily basis. So I'm really happy about that. That's like a goal for a crocheter or knitter, I think, to use what we also made, and not to just have projects that we hide at the back of the wardrobe. As always, I wish I had more time and that I could work more quickly and publish designs faster, but that's how it is. As a last thing, I've in the last podcast I forgot to mention one yarn quantity that I had bought when I was on vacation in Spain. So this is a little bit, it was from August, so it's more for the previous podcast. But I can mention that I went to, obviously I go to yarn shops wherever I go. And I did buy this, I didn't find Spanish yarn, unfortunately, so I bought an Italian yarn. We do have this Mondial in Sweden, but it's not so common to find it. And the funny story was that we went there, me and my husband and the 2 kids. I dragged them through the heat to find the yarn store. And when we came there, it was only me, I think, or there were some other people there, but they were sitting and knitting, some older women, and I don't know if it was a knit club or something. but they didn't speak English, and unfortunately I don't speak much Spanish. So there was a little bit of awkwardness because the yarn was just at the beginning of the shop. We were all standing there a little bit squeezed, and the shop assistant came, like, to see what I wanted, I guess, but we couldn't speak, and still she was standing there the whole time while I was looking. And I don't know if this is if you're Spanish or you know, maybe it's I wasn't sure if she was standing there to help me, but at the same time I couldn't ask her because it's we couldn't communicate, or if it's common to just stand and watch the customers while they look around the shop. In any case, it did make me feel a little bit awkward, so I wanted almost to leave. But then my husband told me, like, oh, you know, you should buy something. It's bad manners. And also because we had come all that way. But anyway, it's a really, really soft, nice yarn, and I have been wanting to use Mondial yarn. They do seem like good quality to me. It's just like a chainette yarn, a mixture of merino, alpaca, and cotton. So I will definitely be able to use this at some point. I bought like a 2-color to make maybe some more stripes. I have been enjoying stripes lately. It just makes your work a little bit more enjoyable because you are just, you know, going to the next round, and at least here you have like on this round you're working with 2 colors at the same time, which I've really enjoyed experimenting with for crochet. I mean, I've made stranded knitting with 2 colors, but it's nice to see that it's also to experiment with that for crochet as well. Yeah, that's that. And so planning to make, hoping to make a hat design, because I've been wearing one hat that I made a couple of years ago actually a lot, and I would like to get it out as a pattern because I've just really been enjoying wearing it. I can put a picture somewhere here. So for future plans, that's like something that I'm hoping to make progress with after this design. And obviously then it's going to be the end of the year, and it's time to turn towards spring designs. But I don't really want to mention that yet because I'm very much in the autumn fall mood with, you know, pumpkins, tea, Halloween, Christmas, stranded colorwork crochet. So if you have watched all the way here, thank you for following me for the whole podcast, and feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this podcast. I really enjoy seeing new people come to my channel, to see comments on my videos. I always feel like I'm posting things, but I want it to be a conversation. I just don't always know how to make it happen. So if you have any thoughts, please comment, and I'm happy to hear from you and hear what you are doing right now, what you think about this content, if you have any suggestions, what you want to see, both in terms of designs or videos. I will be making like a pattern video. I try now to make a pattern video for every pattern where I show some of the difficult steps and also like the basic information, and just to model the design, to show how it looks, and yeah, to help you not be stuck on any steps of the pattern. So thank you for spending this time with me, and I hope to see you next month, if not sooner. Bye bye!